I really wish more people talked about the fact that so many more people than you think are in credit card debt. You're starting to look at people around you and wondering how the hell they're purchasing luxury cars, going on these lavish vacations, buying luxury items like sunglasses, designer purses, things like that. It's credit cards. They're in credit card debt. Especially the kids that you went to school with and they always had the newest iPhone, the newest clothing, even drove like a luxury car. Their parents are in credit card debt. I just feel like it's not talked about enough and no one is real about it. I consider myself to be a very independent woman. I have a good job. I make a decent living. And I've always wondered how the people around me are doing these crazy, lavish, luxury, expensive things and wondering why I can't afford it as someone who also works very hard. It's credit card debt.
In Australia, approximately 43% of adults have used buy now, pay later services in the past 6 months, according to Statista. This represents a significant portion of the population, with younger generations like Gen Z and millennials showing the highest adoption rates. And in 2024, an estimated 86.5 million people in the US used buy now, pay later services. This represents a 6.92% year-over-year increase in users. While usage varies, data suggests that around 41% of US adults have used buy now, pay later services in the past 12 months, with another 22% considering it. If that doesn't tell you the current climate that we're in, I don't know what does. And also the amount of consumerism. I think it is really important to talk about this topic because a lot of the time, other people are struggling just as much as the person next to you. And when someone else is just being vulnerable and sharing their position, a lot of other people can feel like they can relate to it. And it makes them feel not as alone in this situation. We are all feeling the pinch when it comes to the inflation prices, whether it's gas, bills, groceries, school fees, everything, you name it, has gone up. And we are all just trying our best to, I guess, stay afloat in the current climate. I know some of the debt is not good debt, as in people are spending their money on things that they don't particularly need. I still think it's great that we're opening up more about this and sharing our journeys, so hopefully we can inspire others. So let's get straight into the first video. I'm not playing the audio in this video because it's playing a song in the background. So as you can see, looks like she's got 3 different cards that have obviously pretty high amounts, accumulating to $27,000. This is a lot of money for a 22-year-old to be in debt with, and I'd be interested to know if she lives in the United States, because if that is in USD, oh my gosh. So I just looked it up. At this current exchange rate, 27,000 United States dollars is equivalent to 41,176.73 Australian dollars. Isn't that just insane? That is so much debt.
Currently drowning in $60,000 worth of debt. I decided to create this secret account to hide from my friends and family who have no idea how bad my financial situation is. My husband works 72 plus hours a week. By the time bills and minimum payments for our credit cards are paid for, there is chump change left for groceries and gas. I'm at my wit's end because I don't know what else to do. We don't even have extra $10, $15 to throw towards debt at this point. And I see that this trend is working for a lot of people. They're trying to pay off their husband's trucks. I'm really just trying to get in a better financial situation because my worst fear is that my husband can't go to work or something happens and we lose everything. We have no savings, we have nothing to fall back on. So please help me out, engage from the bottom up, hit all the buttons, tell me how much debt you are in. You are not alone. Let's help each other out. There is enough to go around on this app.
I've definitely seen this as a trend, and I think it's called the Creator Fund, where you start to make money from TikTok. I feel like it is a great idea and something that, I don't see why you wouldn't give it a go. Unfortunately, I don't think that's something that's offered in Australia, or if it is, it's not quite as good as it would be in the US, which is upsetting, but it is what it is. And I could just tell during that video how exhausted she was, and it's so heartbreaking because you can just tell that she's trying the best that they can with the tools that they have, and I couldn't imagine being in that position. It would be so scary and frightening. It would be interesting to know how she got in that debt initially. I think that sometimes we don't realize how much it snowballs until we look at the other end and go, oh my goodness, what have I done? And by that point, it's already too late. You've already spent the money and you now owe that money.
I'm about $3,000 in credit card debt right now. I'm 20 years old. I'm just being totally transparent. I lost my job like a few weeks ago, which I hated anyways. And although I don't really know why it happened now, I know God has a plan for me in a little bit. We're gonna start a series where I just start door dashing to pay off my credit card debt. As of right now, I have the money to pay my rent because I have another job, but with this economy, one job doesn't do it. One of the cards doesn't accumulate interest, so I'm gonna try to pay off the card that's like $2,000 right now, and that accumulates interest every month. Today's Wednesday, and let's see how much I can make to be able to pay off my card. I already DoorDashed Monday and I made $64, so hopefully I can make more than that today. It's like 6 right now. I still have to go get gas. I'll probably start at like 6:30. I'm hoping maybe DoorDash till around 9:30. So let's get started. I gotta go get gas. First order is $11. This is a double order, and this one's for $4 and this one's for $6. This one's for $5. This one's for $4. This one is for $6. This one's a double order and it's for $15.50. This one is for $8. It's 9:23 and I was already by my house, so I just cut it off. Made $61.50. Not terrible, not great. That puts me at $126 for the week so far, and I've only DoorDashed twice. I owed like $3,000 something, but I paid $1,400 of it today. After that, now I just owe $2,124.25. And you minus the $26 that I've made from DoorDash this week, $1,198.25. And today is October 16th. October 31st, I plan on paying at least $1,500 off. No matter what I gotta do, I want to pay at least $1,500 off. So pray for me and hope I get to that goal. I don't really like DoorDashing that much, but I'm blessed with the opportunity to be able to have something to where I don't have to like get a clock-in job. And so I'm just gonna be grateful for it. So come back tomorrow and see what I make tomorrow.
That's really great that she's trying her best to pay down that debt. I never understood how much you actually make from DoorDash or Uber or the likes of those services. I feel like by the time you pay for gas and if you have to have insurance, I know personally with my insurance, if I was to do any like DoorDash or Uber or anything, I don't think you're covered. So I don't know if it's extra money for insurance to do things like that as well, which is just an added cost. So I'm always interested to know how much you actually make after all the expenses, but good on her. If she's paying down debt by doing that, I don't see why not. If it's working for her, that's great. Keep doing it.
I have been financially not doing great. I am a nurse. Even though I am a nurse and I make good money, I don't have money, which is the sad part because of the choices that I've made still currently and the choices that I've made like previously, like from a couple of years. I am in credit card debt, and it's this unhealthy cycle that I have been putting myself into, and this just relationship with money has just never been something that I was talked about. Lifestyle creep is definitely a thing, and especially when you are trying to make a brand for yourself, when you're aspiring to do something that you want to do. And content creation has been something that I've always wanted to do. Being a YouTuber has always been something I want to do. I've always just wanted to be on camera. I've always just wanted to make a name for myself, whether it be like through content creation, being a YouTuber, being an entrepreneur, like whatever it may be. I always felt like I was meant to do something other than nursing. And so I think for years I have been continuously like, going with the trends and like, buying whatever everyone else buys so that like I can post about it and like, be seen. But then I get caught up with imposter syndrome of not being enough. In order for me to become someone, I guess I was influenced by everyone else around me. So if I bought the next best thing, or if I like looked a certain way by buying these clothes, then I was gonna make an image, a brand for myself. And that turned into like so many like dumb purchases like along the way that I'm like literally paying for now. And don't get me wrong, I have been trying to get myself together when it comes to my finances, because obviously like I have money to pay my bills. I have money to like pay down the minimums on my credit cards. But a lot of the times I don't take into account money like for myself and money to, just enjoy life. And most of the time, like, I'm struggling to even do that. So I think I've reached my breaking point. Enough is enough. Like, living paycheck to paycheck, living with like the credit card debt and like the afterpays and everything, like, I'm done. Like, I'm so done. I want to be financially free. Like, I don't want to have to worry about like, if I'm gonna be able to eat. I just don't want to be in this cycle anymore, because it's like, I want to travel, I want to buy a house, I want to get married, like all of these things. Like, it's just like, it's not possible until I take this step of paying off my debt. And not just paying off my debt, but like being financially literate and just understanding you can't always have your wants. You have to prioritize like your needs. And sometimes like I rationalize like my needs, my wants, to make them seem like their needs. And I just need to get out of this toxic like mindset. Like, it sucks. And I'm not making this an excuse, but I guess like impulsivity and like shopping addiction is part of ADHD. And sometimes I hate it. Like, sometimes I like get mad at myself for having this ADHD and is the reason why I'm in this situation. But at the same time, it's like, I need to remember, what can I do now to just like get myself out of this hole? So the reason I'm crying on the internet is to show people that, like, seriously, like, do not, like, I understand that, I'm trying to be an influencer, I'm trying to be a content creator, and that goes with like promoting products, but like, literally live within your means and only buy like if you have the money for it. Stop klarning, stop affirming, stop afterpaying, like stop just swiping the credit card, because like, yeah, it may be fun like in the moment, but literally you will regret it if that stuff like just racks up and it's like years down the line and you're still paying for that purse that you bought like 4 years ago. Life is too freaking short for us to be paying money on stuff that we bought like a couple of years ago. Life is too short for us to be paying for materialistic things. Instead, we should be paying for experiences, for like adventures and whatever it may be, like for new life like chapters. And I don't know. Buying the next best thing is not worth your mental health. Buying the next best thing is not worth the emotional and financial burden that you're going to experience if you can't pay it off right away. If you're watching this and you are also in the same boat, like, you are not alone. This stuff is hard to navigate, and not a lot of people like talk about the realness about being in credit card debt or like even student loans. Like, I don't even want to think about like the student loans that I have and like my car loan. Like, that's another thing in itself. But if you're watching this all the way through, the one thing that I can say is that if you're going into 2025 with debt, specifically credit card debt, please make a plan to like get out of it, because I know I am, because I can't do it anymore. It's not cute anymore to just put it on the credit card or like, I'll do some installment payments. It's not cute anymore. You're going to continue these habits, and it's going to take you so much longer to, one, pay for it, but two, unlearn those habits of impulse spending.
I really appreciate this girl's authenticity when she was talking about this topic, and I couldn't agree more. Sometimes we aren't financially literate because we haven't been taught that. I know at some point we do have to, as adults, take accountability for that, but sometimes we just weren't provided the right tools when we were younger or weren't educated, and obviously it then impacts us as adults because we're not literate in financial. So we're just trying the best with the tools that we've been given or their lack of. Unfortunately, sometimes it does take us to get to that breaking point to realize, actually, I don't want to live like this and I really need to make a change. And it seems like this is what this woman has come to the conclusion of. We all have to start somewhere as well. Obviously, sometimes we don't really think too much about it, and then one day it's like it almost changes and we realize, I don't want to live like this. It's so true on social media. Like, it's easy to get FOMO. It's easy to feel like you're missing out when everyone else has the latest Labubu doll, or they're going on insane holidays like 5 times a year, and you just think to yourself, How are they affording all of these things? And it's most likely probably because they're using buy now, pay later or credit cards. And it's scary because why are we so willing to give our money that we work hard for to these companies who genuinely don't care about us? They're just worried about lining their own pockets. And I think it's great that we are trying to educate one another and really create communities where we can feel we're a part of something and a part of just getting financially more literate. I think that is amazing. I wish the best for that woman and everyone else who is in credit card debt. I feel like it is such a brave thing to come online and talk about and share your journey because you're opening yourself up to criticism. But at the end of the day, who cares what those people think? It's just their opinion and you don't even know these people.
I'm 30 years old, I have no money in savings and $25,000 in credit card debt. So I listed out my 2 paychecks and then all of my fixed expenses, the things that I absolutely know are coming out of my account every single month. And I'm actually very surprised by how much money I have left over at the end of each month. I've received both my paychecks and all of my fixed expenses have come out of that. I actually have like $2,000 left a month. Crazy to like wrap my mind around how those $2,000 were going to things like meals and entertainment and shopping and makeup and all of these things, non-essential things, when this whole time they could have been going to paying off my debt. I intentionally stopped using my credit cards last year. I put them in a safe and stopped using them, although they were still linked to a couple of things, so I did accrue some more balances. Last year I started the year off with $30,000 in credit card debt, and so now I'm at $24,000. So I've paid off about $6,000 of that this past year, and that was just with putting all of my credit cards in a safe and paying the minimum monthly payment, and then every once in a while I would like pay extra here or there, but there was no strategy, there was no method. The fact that I've been spending all of this money when I could have been allocating all of that to savings and my credit cards. And so now that I see this, I've mapped it all out. I've been putting a spreadsheet together. I'm calling it my ADHD money helper. If I'm calculating all of this correctly, I should be able to comfortably $2,000 for getting my emergency fund built up, doing an extra payment on my higher interest credit cards, getting a short-term savings account. We have a wedding that we're going to in Mexico in October, and it's gonna be spendy, so gotta save up money for that. And I also want to assign some of that money to a fund. So we'll see how it goes. Right now I'm doing $100 a month to my fund, but that might be too conservative. We'll see how it goes, but I'm like sitting down and actually looking at all of this, I'm feeling optimistic. The numbers, it all makes sense. I think I can do it, but now it's like putting into practice this mindset and not going on Amazon at 3 o'clock in the morning to buy something. Good. I'm glad that I sat down and looked at all of this and just, setting an intention of making sure that the money's where it's supposed to go. Take care.
That's also something I forgot to touch in the previous video as well, ADHD. I feel like it is hard and would be hard to control your impulsive behaviors because it's something that you just, I guess, in that moment, you just feel like, I need to get this, I want to get this, and you do, and then the regret sets in maybe a day after or a week after, and like, damn, I really shouldn't have bought that. And I think it's great that she's still having a balance. She's trying to save up her emergency fund and still save for fun things. I think that's important to still live your life. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, not financial advice, but I wouldn't want to limit myself to the point where I wouldn't be able to enjoy my life because it'd just feel like I'm going to work, paying off debt, which is important. Like, it is important to pay off debt and put yourself in a better financial position. I know personally for me, I wouldn't want to not be able to enjoy things as well while I'm trying to pay off my debt.
When I was in 10 grand credit card debt, one simple thing that helped me so much, and this is a concept that comes from Dave Ramsey, I pulled out $100 every single week, and that was all that I had for food. And some weeks that meant that I got pizza and Starbucks, and some weeks that meant that I was eating baked potatoes every single day. But it was something that was so simple that helped me not only financially, but helped me physically because I was eating better, helped me mentally because I was getting better nutrients, helped me emotionally because gut health is brain health,
It helped me in every area of my life that I wanted to develop, and it just was as simple as taking out $100 and going to the grocery store and paying in cash instead of a card. Try it out.
We started using a credit card last month and we just got our first statement, and I'm shook. Not really by how much we spent, because I track every single dollar that goes out of our account with my silly little spreadsheet, but it's more so how long it will take to pay off that credit card if we just make the minimum monthly repayments. Our closing balance, or our total owing, is $6,185.86. The minimum monthly payment is $124. If we only pay the minimum monthly payment and don't make any more purchases on this credit card, it will take us 59 years and 4 months to pay off. I don't think I'll even be alive. And in total, we'll spend $34,153.42 on interest. Is that not wild? Like, how is that even an option? That's just from a single month of using a credit card. And that, my friends, is why it's so important to spend within your means. Not everyone is going to be a credit card person, and that is so okay. I'm not even sure if we're credit card people. I don't know if our spending has been a little bit crazier because we have a credit card. It's something I'm definitely going to have to keep in mind going forward. We just got one to accumulate frequent flyer points because we love traveling. If we're already spending that money, we want to make it work for us. It also means we can keep more money in our offset account and then just pay off our credit card at the end of every month. So we always intend on paying it off in full. But like, if you're not educated on how to use credit cards, or there's a reason that banks give you a credit card. They're not doing it out of the goodness of their heart. If you're not careful enough and spend beyond your means, even for just 1 month, I can see how easily it will just spin out of control. It's a very slippery slope. So just a reminder, you don't have to be a credit card person. Not everyone is meant to be a credit card person. I don't even know if I am.
I really like that tip, so I wanted to add that in. I feel like it's so much easier to just transfer the funds from your account if you have your card, but if you literally just take cash and that's all you have, you can't go over that. You literally can't. Because if you can't access your card or your bank and all you have is that cash, you're clearly just going to spend the cash and not go over that because you can't. If you have watched the video this far, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. If you do want to join the fam, don't forget to subscribe. We would love to have you here. And if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a cheeky like. Comment below, let me know what you think. I'm so sorry that I haven't been as active as I'd like. Getting my hand fractured was not on my bingo card for 2025, and it's just been a lot to adjust to, and I really have found it hard to be motivated in a way. I'm just trying to find the right balance and work things out. I've only got this for the next, I think, 4 to 5 weeks, so it's already gone quickly. I'm 3 weeks in. I'm hoping it just goes so quick and I'm done with it, but I will see you next time. Have an amazing rest of your night.